Your son's turning professional. What's it going to be like for you to see him in front of his own fans?
Obviously very emotional, you know. He's got a lot, like everyone can say he's got a lot to live up to. I just want him to be his own man, you know what I mean? You know, he wants to do it. You know, if as a dad, I'd rather he didn't, but I've got to support him. You know, he will get amazing support. But it's gonna, I think it's gonna be a bit emotional, yeah.
An emotion that you're looking forward to?
Truthfully, no. No, listen, he wants to do it. And what I love about him, not because he's my son, he trains ever so hard. I know, you know, he won't leave no stone unturned. You know, the only thing we need to do is get plenty of sparring, which he needs to learn. You know, he's a raw novice, and I keep telling everyone that I want he's raw. But what he does bring, you know, he brings that commitment, which you do need as a professional.
What sort of transition will he have to make going from amateurs to professional? What sort of changes will he have to make to his style?
I think he's got to slow down a little bit. You know, I noticed today when he sparred for, like, even for his trial, you know, he likes to go at a really high, you know, speed, which is good at times, but he's got to slow it down times. He's got to, you know, when he slips a shot, let's have a little look. Things like, which he'll learn as he goes along. But he knows that's a big part of it, you know. He can't go 100 miles an hour. So that's a big part of it. He's got to slow down.
I know you said that you'd rather he didn't if it were up to you, but as he is, do you think it's the right time to turn professional?
I think it is. I think, you know, we're fortunate, you know. I think it's good he's gone on Mickey Hennessy show. I think it's nice because it's local as well. And I think, you know, after going to Blue last time, watching, you know, James Go, a good friend of mine, you know, I think he got the buzz for it as well. I think we've got a chance here. We've got some good people around us, you know. Mickey Elliott, his manager, you know, he's really caring. He's going to bring, like, opponents in, which is a right opponent. So there's no rush for him. You know, it's going to happen slowly. I think we've got the right people around us to make it happen.
You've just mentioned it's on the James DeGale show. To see him making his pro debut along the likes of the Eubanks, the DeGales, do you think that that'll make it even a better night?
Without a doubt, and I think it's good for his, you know, his supporters to come along and see Sam. You know, obviously they're going to come along and support Sam in their droves, but it's also good for them to see world-class fighters. And I think this day and age, you know, it's really important. If you're supporting a fight on a bill like that, you get the privilege to see these top-class fighters.
What advice would you give to Sam on the night?
Obviously enjoy it, take your time, just be calm, you know, soak up the atmosphere, but just do your job. That's it. It's really that simple, you know. I'm not one for, like, you know, no razzmatazz. You know, he's gonna be under awful lot of pressure because of me. But I want him to, you know, do well for himself. I honestly don't care about me. I really don't. And even in my household, you know, you come to my house, there's no picture of me or nothing like that. I just want him to just go enjoy it and be the best he can possibly be.
Obviously, a lot of media will immediately tie him to you. Do you think he's got it in him to get out of your shadow?
I think so, and I hope so. Listen, I want him to do better than me. You know, there's no bigger ask than that. But it's like I said, it's baby steps, you know, one at a time. But you know, I think he can do well. But again, don't just judge him on the, you know, on the first night. You know, as I said, he's under a lot of pressure. Not from me, not from his mum, not from his sister. You know, so he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Listen, he thrives on a bit of fresh. He loves all that, so he'll love all the glamour of it as well. So it'll be great.
Seeing him being frustrated with an injury to hopefully fighting regularly, do you want him to be fighting as often as he can and just take it step by step?
Yeah, I do. I think we've got the opportunity, I said, like, you know, take the first one first, learn from that, and obviously, you know, again, get back to sparring. That's what he needs. He needs plenty of sparring, more than anything. You know, get the right opponent for the 23rd, which I think is paramount for him, to obviously, you know, get off to a good start, and then go back to the drawing board, and again, go back in the gym, keep learning, because you can't stop learning. Doesn't matter what level you're at, and he's at a level, he's at the lowest level, so bit by bit, you know, which would be great.
Going from now to the fight, what sort of training can he be expecting? Is it just going to be a case of sparring, or is the road work done, or is it just a case of picking it up from now? Like
I said earlier, I'm not saying because he trains ridiculously hard at times. Sometimes I've got to like, say, listen, slow down a bit, you. But no, he's I think that it's paramount now. He does loads and loads of sparring. You know, good thing about it, he's only doing a 4-round fight, so he's already he could fight tomorrow. He's that fit. Honestly, he's that fit. He's a good liver. But he's got to learn. He's got to learn to some days have a day off. That's what he's got to really learn, like, you know, and take it easy. But he's ready. He's ready. All he needs now is like 3-4 weeks of sparring, and he'll be on the money, as they say.
Brilliant.
Great interview, I tell you.
Thank you.
Most